Hey everyone, I'm just popping in real quickly to say the content warnings for this week's episode, as there is discussion of sexism and also discussion of sexual harassment. Anyway, thank you for listening. Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Why Don't We Watch This Movie? I'm Sky.
And I'm Finn.
And today we're joined once again. Sorry, we are joined joined by a wonderful, beautiful guest.
Say, Sayonara. How the fuck you want to say my name? Sorry, I was like, am I meant to say my name? What am I?
It hasn't been that long since you were last on one of these.
Yeah, but I have the memory of a
actually,
walnut.
last time you were on it was in February. So it has
fuck you.
Sorry, March. Fuck you.
That's forever for me, man. Be so for real.
I think yesterday was forever for you.
That's 5 minutes ago was forever for me. But yes, introduce the movie. I almost said topic.
Yeah. Anyway, today's topic and movie is VHS 99. Theme to Anyway, where's that description, buddy?
A thirsty teenager's home video leads to a series of horrifying revelations, harkening back to the final punk rock analog days of VHS, while taking on a giant leap forward into the hellish new millennium.
Feels weird reading these types of descriptions for VHS because
was that a valid description?
Because I was going to say, like, that's kind of like compiling all of the shorts into, well, are they shorts or whatever? It's compiling all the
series.
Yeah, it's compiling all the stories into one description of punk rock, analog VHS. What is this? And then the hellish new millennium.
It doesn't even touch on the third one.
Yeah.
I was kind of confused for a second there. I was like, is that accurate? I said valid. I meant accurate.
Is that valid? Like, I don't think so. But
invalid. But
like for anyone that hasn't seen a VHS movie, it is an anthology. But like it's just movies that are just full of anthology short horror stories. So this one had 5, being Shredding, Suicide Bid, Ozzy's Dungeon, The Gawkers, and To Hell and Back. I don't think it was particularly in that order, but that's how it's listed on Wikipedia.
That might have actually been the order. No, I'm like trying to think back.
I was writing them down in order, so.
Okay, cool. I haven't looked at my notes just yet, but yeah.
But I think it would be a good idea to just go over all of them individually, sort of thing.
Like segment by segment?
Yeah.
I think so. Well, let's probably just like skip the transitional segments with the soldiers, because that's
we can talk about that when we get to the fourth.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that was part of Gawkers, and not part of that.
Yeah.
But
okay, well, introduce the first one. One of you two go.
Shredding, punk rock, dickhead teenagers. Yeah, I think that's basically it.
Great way of punk rock dickhead teenagers.
There's a little more to it, but yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say those are the protagonists, but not quite
protagonists,
are they?
No.
Our POV.
They're protagonists in the case that they are the ones we follow.
Yes. But like, yes. Shredding, it's about these 4, roughhousing punk rock teenagers. Oh yeah, their band Rack. They like to record themselves at the skate park, doing dumb shit, spray painting, doing crimes and shit, and they're like, "Hey, let's go to this old venue that burnt down from, I don't know, fucking ages ago. We're gonna record ourselves performing on stage."
I think they said it was about 10 years ago.
Yeah, so 89 then. And they're like, let's record ourselves on this stage. Let's go. yeah, we're so cool. And they're like, oh yeah, did you know the venue's haunted? Like making fun of one of their friends who was clearly scared.
Well, yeah, because if I remember correctly, he had like spiritual beliefs from his ancestry, and they were making fun of him
Yeah,
the entire time.
which is what you're meant to do with your friends. But no,
Yeah,
it's
make fun of them for the beliefs
their
that stem from their
spiritual
culture.
beliefs.
Yeah, that's how you keep them around.
Yeah, well, the
No,
thing
but
was, he almost left them there. He wasn't down for that.
well, he tried to at
Well, yeah, he
one
tried to
point.
leave until bitch cat, who's the band, came back
Which,
from the dead.
first off, great name.
I love them so much.
Yeah, that's I wrote down Bitch Cat and Starfuckers are great band names. By the way.
I was Starfuckers.
It was another band that was like on the same tour or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah,
Must-
Bitch Cat basically is the band that was the last band to perform at the venue before it got like burnt down or whatever. I don't remember what happened. I just remember they got like trampled to death.
Yeah, all of the audience survived, but the band got trampled to death.
The
not
bitch
burnt
cat
to
got
death.
stomped on.
Yeah.
Bitch Cat was so cool. I aspired to be like they were like nice, but they were punk. And I'm not saying those are mutually exclusive, but a lot of people do think they are. They were punk and nice, and they were cool. And at least from what we saw in the movie, I say as if they're real people.
As far as we can tell from the fictional band, they were actually seemed to be pretty nice, which is kind of like a general sort of fundamental that you sort of, well, at least I might just be more referencing the Australian punk scene because I'm like
what you're familiar with.
I'm more familiar with it and like involved in some ways with it, and I'm like, it's usually like, oh, oi, don't be a dickhead, and shit like that, and it's like, hey, pick up your mate, don't be a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, where Rack sort of struggled with that because they were a bit too not roughhousey, just a bit too much of dicks.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were just dickheads, especially to Unker. I'm pretty sure it's his name. That's what I wrote. Did that order?
Yes,
correct?
Unker.
But that's what I wrote down. I was like, I can't remember if I wrote that down right. I just wrote down poor Unker, bro. Like he was clearly the boxing bag of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
that's correct.
I relate to, at least back in my childhood days.
It's like, we don't fucking beat you around. Shut up.
No, but sorry, you go.
It wasn't my least favorite, but it was probably my second least favorite of the what do you call it, the shorts.
Yeah.
The segments.
Yeah, the segments. Like, because I'm not that big into the punk scene, and also I just genuinely didn't like the characters we were following.
Well, I don't think you were meant to like them.
I know you weren't meant to like them, but like, if I can't like, if they're in a situation like that and I can't at least relate to them, then I'm gonna have a hard time following it.
If I can't relate to them, they can shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's why they make protagonists likable a lot, right? Because they want you to root for them to get out.
Precisely. Especially in horror films.
Yeah.
But I will say the creature design of the of Bitch Cat at the very end was really good.
Yeah. I remember when I first watched this one, I was like, don't really like this one, but like, it's second time watching it around, I was like, it's kind of grown on me. Whereas, like, because you know, Bitch Cat coming back and like starting like to kill everyone, like visually was well, from what I could see from my awkward angle until I could close the blinds, like it was pretty good, and the designs of Bitch Cat, and then the editing of like, oh, here's them before they go on stage. Here's them now. It's like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but I will say that the ending was far too, far too predictable, and
fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
just-
by the end, it kind of felt like the people wanted us to root for them to get killed.
Mm.
At least to me, because I was like,
You
oh,
know what? I kind of get
these
that.
punk rock zombie chicks, this is fucking cool, man. I fucking love this. This is exactly my aesthetic. My ever revolving
Look at
aesthetic.
Yeah, you would. Gay.
But I think because I was kind of like, oh, they're just kind of being dickheads. But when I got to the point where they like brought those sex dolls and started stomping
yeah.
on them,
That was
the sex dolls that were meant to look like bitch cat or whatever. I was like, this isn't punk. This is just them being a cunt.
Just- there's often like two opposing sides with punk values where people like it's like nah, this is a counterculture. We gotta protect each other because no one else will. And then there's the other stuff where it's like nah, chaos. It's like nah, man, togetherness.
You can have chaos in togetherness. They're not exactly
But like
the
it's
opposite
like
of
with
each
that
other.
though, like these are what like those ones usually are just pure chaos. Talk shit, get hit. We don't like. I don't know. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying.
They feel like the kind of people that would try to be like politically neutral, but then end up sounding really alt-right. You know what I mean?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I know that too well.
We all know at least one person like that.
Oh yes.
They start like naming names. It's like bold.
I'm
Alright.
not naming names.
I will. Fuck it. Insert a beep.
But
I was gonna say insert previous guest here.
But I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was anything like super special. My one biggest complaint was that there was a lot of distortion, and it gets better throughout the segments. But like, and I know it's a VHS, so there's got to be some distortion. But if like every 5 seconds, there's like a little reminder, like jingle jingle, it's on a VHS, jingle jingle jingle. You know, as if I wasn't aware from the crappier like visual quality.
No, I completely get that.
Yeah, no, that's so fair.
But I did like at the same time I kind of agree with you there, Sai. But at the same time I also really liked the occasional home videos that would pop up.
Yeah.
Like
Which was the overarching to the short Gawkers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then you gotta ask why the fuck did they have that?
I mean, they have it in all the movies where it's like
No. I meant more. Why did these weird little sexually repressed teenagers have these videos?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so okay, I could be wrong because my brain is smooth, but if I remember correctly, the whole VHS thing is that like they're compilated and put onto like different VHSs that are in this weird room, and there's just like a giant collection of them, and so like the series is just different people finding the room and watching these compilations of like VHS videos.
I wouldn't know. Like I said, this is my first VHS film.
It's also my first one, but I watch a lot of Dead Meat.
I was about to say, you watched all the Dead Meats. That doesn't count.
It doesn't count. But usually, I mean, like, because the very first one, it's showing these like this criminal group doing not so good things, and they were hired to find a videotape in an old house.
Spoilers for the first VHS film.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna say it's like this group of criminals is paid to like break into a house and find an old VHS tape,
Right.
and they go through and like as you're going through like it's sort of showing different perspective from the people breaking in, but then every now and again they would find a tape and they're like, oh, is this it? Put it in the VHS player, and then cut to segment.
But yeah, so it's
That's
not
at least
like
with that
they
one.
had it all on the same thing when they were originally like burning it onto the VHS. I don't know what the fuck you do
no.
with VHSs. I'm not that old.
Look, I think like look, you might be thinking too much. You might be digging too much into this, to be honest, Finn.
But yeah, I think that's how it is. It's just like smashed together by whoever is collecting them all. Anyway,
The VHS producers.
yeah, I would say very middle of the road for the first one.
I think I gave it like 3.5. I was like,
I also
like,
gave it
eh.
3.5.
I was like, yeah, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. But okay.
I'm gonna go with 3.
All right.
3 out of 5.
The next one is Suicide Bid, which I gave a 2.5.
I gave it 2.
Do
you remember this one?
Yeah, I remember. I was just like, what rating would I give it?
Like,
I think you're a 2 or 1.5. I remember being very boring with like the scares.
Yeah, this
and
is
the
the
ending.
One where if I were to go back, I would edit my review for it to be lower.
Yeah. But I'm trying to remember. I'm going from my notes. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, look.
This.
Oh, sorry.
You go. Oh, you should.
Yeah, no.
I'll go then.
I was just going to goof around.
My turn to speak. No. It's very much. I mean, I'm in university now, or as Americans call it, college. Yeah, I know. I'm on the verge of dropping out. No. I haven't been in a sorority. That's not a thing here in Australia. But it does
a very loose term.
But like a club, but it's not like an actual like Beta Sigma. What was it? Eta?
Beta Sigma Eta.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't have like Greek house things. Anyway, but it very much reminded me of when I was a wee lad. Not that I identify as a woman, but back in primary school, it very much reminded me of the girls that I used to hang out with.
You used to hang around troublemakers.
Not in a good way. No, I was like their little pet, basically.
Did you used to kill people?
No.
Is that what? Is that what's happening?
I got tempted. At one point. Not the girls, but this annoying guy. Anyway. But it very much like I felt like I was their pet. I was like the token loser, I guess, if you want to be cliche about it.
I mean,
where they kind of just kept me around for like shits and giggles, I guess.
Or as some may say, like the movie The Duff.
Yeah, except I wasn't uglier than them. It's more just like I was autistic.
Let's see. Can we come up with a new pseudonym for that? Like the autistic.
Well, it doesn't really work because in friend groups, it's not usually like one autistic person. We kind of tend to clump together into groups. But I feel like we're getting a little. We're getting a little off topic. I think. Let's not delve into my trauma too far.
That's not a now thing. That's a later thing.
That's for my therapist.
But like, this is Suicide Vid is one of those ones where it's like it had such great potential, but I think it just shits the bed. Like after a really good build up.
I definitely agree with that.
The thing for me that made it shit the bed was like it would have worked great not being a supernatural.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just, like, this fiction where it's like, shit, we accidentally killed someone, we're taking this to our graves. Or some shit. Maybe if they expanded on that more, instead of, like, it ending with all of them ending up in the graves, and getting to, like, she was hungry, screams, and whatever.
I love the voice you did.
Yeah. She was hungry.
Yes, accurate.
It's like, maybe if instead was that, it just builded more upon, like, it's like, oh shit, here we go. Death.
Why are they Australian in your version?
Well,
I'm so tired.
He was angry.
I don't think Sky knows how to turn off the accent.
No. Whenever I'm tired, you only get one accent, and that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like what Lily, was that her name?
I think so. Yeah,
we're gonna assume it's Lily. What Lily goes through, like, I think on its own is already like horrifying enough. being buried alive is scary. I was gonna be like, I don't know why the fuck she agreed to it, but no, I 100% understand. When you're surrounded by the popular girls, whatever, you very much cave to peer pressure, not because you want them to like you necessarily. I mean, obviously in her case, but like at least for me, it's like I just needed to prove myself to myself. Be like, yeah, I'm not a fucking loser.
See,
I was.
Whereas for me, I didn't have friends, and then I met you idiots, and now I regret having friends.
You
That's the
can
best you
stop
could
being
do.
friends with me whenever you want.
I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Really now?
Yeah,
Stop
yeah,
bitching
yeah.
in my kitchen then.
Not a nice thing. It's just I have no other options.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm too lazy to find new friends.
Precisely.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, so shut up.
Uh,
But yeah, the
Bullshit,
jump
get
scares were
hit.
really shit.
Oh yeah. Look, the effects in this and the twist were just shit. Just outright
It wasn't really
bad.
even a fucking twist, though, was it?
Well, no, I guess not.
it was, yeah, it just wasn't. It was just. This was just boring. It, like I said, it had a really good build up, but it just really fizzled after the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Because teenage girls are fucking scary. That's enough of a horror movie on its own. I don't
There's a lot of horror movies
know if
based
they were
around
teen.
that.
I would assume they were like 17, 18-ish.
Sorority in
I wonder why.
America, probably 18, 19, 20 sort of age. Yeah.
But young women, I say, as if I'm not like in my 20s.
Young women, I say.
These young women.
Very scary. No, they're fucking terrifying.
Now these young women, you hear? So you hear? So that's the thing. That's the thing. They should stay inside.
Women, you want to be careful with your next words there, Prospector Sky.
Anyway, so back to the thing.
So
Yeah,
do you wanna...
yeah.
But yeah, hazing should be illegal. I don't know if I know it's illegal in Australia, but I don't know if it's illegal everywhere
look,
else.
It's illegal, but
Yeah,
that's all it's really going to be in America. It's illegal,
Yeah.
but
it's discouraged with legal action.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure the fraternity, like the campuses, are like, "Hey, probably don't do this," and they're like, "Well, you won't do it." Fingers crossed behind the
Wink.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, should we go to the next one then?
Yeah,
I think
sure.
so. Oh, let's. Oh no, yeah, we did give our reviews for that. Yeah, 2.
Yeah. Like 2.5, but I reckon on a rewatch it would go down.
Yeah.
Next one is Ozzy's Dungeon,
Yes.
which I was convinced was gonna be my favorite one.
Yes.
Like I fucking love like anything to horror game show is just like, oh yeah, top tier shit for me.
Yeah, I would definitely say my second favorite.
It was my
Um,
second favorite as well.
It was great. It was wonderful. I'd say like 4 stars.
I think for
Yeah.
me, it's going to sound crazy. I did give it a 5. It's not my
I gave it-
favorite, but it's still a 5.
Mm,
Yeah.
Like
I gave it 4.5.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a prude with my ratings apparently.
You are.
Apparently,
Yes,
I'm
I'd say
not.
so.
Not
You're
apparent.
just too lenient.
It's not.
Stop being such a
it's-
little bitch.
Prudeness is
I
a
have-
strange way to describe it, but sure.
Well,
you're
I couldn't think of another
stingy.
word.
You're stingy with your
Yeah,
ratings.
sure. Yeah. But no, I definitely think I don't remember who the host guy is, but whoever the host guy is, he like
Is he an
drove
actor
this
or character?
home. Both.
Oh, wouldn't you
Well, the
like to
char-
know?
The character was just called the host.
Okay.
Oh, really? Is
Yeah, I
that
looked
actually
it up.
what it's called? Okay.
I looked it up.
That's actually kind of funny. Yep. The host.
But I definitely think he was the driving force behind like my enjoyment, because it was just funny. Like I remember this one point where they were like throwing turkey legs at each other or something. I don't quite
Catching
remember.
it in their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
chicken.
and then after they caught it, he was like trying to pull the turkey mouth out of one of the kids' mouths. He's just like, drop it, Drop it.
Drop it! Drop it! That was good.
It's just so funny. Like,
Yeah.
it was just straight up funny.
Well, it was
But
it was funny to a point. Then it was like, oh, this is actually fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
When do you
gonna
think that
say
happened?
when she got her leg crushed,
when Donna got her leg crushed.
When I watched that
and
the
he was
first
just
time,
like, "Oh, what a boo boo,"
Yeah,
you know.
when
And
I
I was like,
watched
"Bro,
that
it's
the
a bit
first
more than a
time-
boo boo."
Aw.
when I watched that the first time, I felt so queasy.
I don't blame you. That's
It was so upsetting to watch.
I
That's-
do find it. I always find it hilarious that I don't like gore. Gore is one of my least favorite things. But Saw is also my favorite horror franchise.
That's
so
crazy.
yeah, you know. I'm sorry, I have to stop this here for a second because I just found something crazy.
Yeah.
Go on.
So the host, you know what famous character he played?
No.
No, go ahead.
He played
Wait. Wait. Can I get a hint? Can I get a hint? What film?
not film
Oh,
or TV show.
is it a video game?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
Sonic. No, not Sonic. I just did the first video game character that came to
I
my
feel
head.
like No, I remember this. I remember reading this. He's Trevor in GTA 5.
Yes, he is Trevor
Yeah.
in GTA 5.
That's the crazy Bolden guy, right?
Yes.
Oh, crazy is not a very PC term to use. Whoops, but
He's the crazy
the
cunt
mentally
from GTA
unstable
5.
guy. Yeah.
Yes, which I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, I remember reading that. Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
yeah,
that kind of
let's
makes sense to me. They both have like peak
psycho
dialogue.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind gore too much, like blood and bone and that kind of stuff. But like when it's shit and piss, like it's not. I'm not gonna vomit or anything. But I'm like, that's
Unlike Sky.
gross. I'm like, when I was watching it, and he had to like dive into the kiddie pool of shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like,
yeah.
that's gross. And they're like rubbing raw chicken on his face.
Oh, I'm so nasty.
It's not my favorite kind of like.
I just
horror.
remember like us lot were watching this, and when he started rubbing getting the raw chicken rubbed on the face, we were all like, ew, gross.
Which
Because it was gross.
Which arguably much
was.
grosser things happened, but that was the one where we're like, ew.
Icky.
Well,
I
to be fair, it is so deeply conditioned into like at least me as a kid of like don't eat raw chicken, don't eat a raw egg, don't
even look at it.
You get $7 and die.
Chicken's are more like disease fuckers.
A rat? What?
No, what?
Anyway, no, because like when you think of diseased animal, the first
Yeah,
thing you think of is a
yeah.
rat. Anyway,
But yeah, so it was a.
Salmonella
Like,
bird.
I'm pretty like on par where I'm like, I enjoy some of my gore. I enjoy a lot of that craziest shit.
yeah.
So this one, like, sort of, well, did it make me happy to see it? No. Was I happy watching it? Also, no. Did I think it
have
was
a
a good time? Like, did I think it was a good
Also no.
watch? Did I think it was a good
Also
short?
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
No,
that's
it was
about it.
great.
Mm.
And I loved how Donna got like that goth vibe when she was in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Fellow disabled person.
I think the question that we should be asking is, what did we think of Ozzy?
Okay, so this is
Sorry, you go, Sky.
yeah, sorry. This is another one where it could work perfectly fine, not being supernatural. I
Yeah.
think it could work just as good, if not better, just not being supernatural and just being, hey, this fucked up kids show. Some of the contestants got angry, kidnapped the host, and fucked him up.
Yeah.
But the ending, I did kind of like to a
Yeah, I liked
point. I was like, oh, okay, so it's just this guy who has the power of a god inside of him,
Oh, so Ozzy is just an eldritch deity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
behind this rock cave where She-Ra, the Princess of Power, is still there, and there's still torches lit up. It's like, okay,
It's-
sick.
I thought it was a very interesting way of going.
Yeah. I agree that it didn't need to be supernatural, but I did like the fact that all of the people who were like abusing and taking advantage of Donna got fucking I was about to say
killed.
got killed.
Yeah.
But actually, it left it
Um,
ambiguous whether the host got killed or not.
I like to think he did.
I feel like it was also left ambiguous if Donna even survived.
Mm.
No, I feel like she did.
I mean, like, I feel like she did.
I
It
like
was
to
just
think
like,
at least.
it's just like, oh, there's a deity here. Okay, everyone's gonna die, aren't they?
Yeah. I think I would have liked it better if she killed them. Like, instead of just whispering in this dude's ear, presumably saying, I want all the adults who fucked me over to fucking die. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Presumably. We don't hear what she says. I assume it is something to that effect.
Yeah, because,
I think... No, so you go.
No, I was gonna say, because she didn't seem particularly happy that, her mum kidnapped the host. She still seemed like, she's like, look, I don't give a shit. My leg got fucked up.
Mm.
Like, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean... yeah, I don't think she's happy with anyone, because it was so clear that she was like a show kid that was being taken advantage of
Yeah.
by her family. But I think it would have been more cathartic, is that the word? If Donna actually killed them herself.
Mm.
yeah, that's...
Apart from
that's
that, I
fair.
liked it a lot.
Sorry, can we focus more on She-Ra, the Princess of Power again? I loved her. Just anyone that, like, ate shit in the show, she just shook her head disappointingly. Anytime it, like, sort of, like, cut away to music, she was screaming to the skies, to the heavens
Yeah.
above. I think yeah, I just thought she was
I was
great.
curious what role she played in the show exactly. Aside from just being there, like I assume outside of it, she was like the caretaker of Ozzy, but like in the show, I'm like, what the fuck is she doing?
Hi, Candy.
In shows like Legends of the Hidden Temple, that sort of show, they always would have a strange buff person who just acts as like gatekeeper and stuff like that.
Yeah, just sometimes they just are.
Yeah, like Legends of the Hidden Temple,
Yeah.
Crystal Maze, all of those sorts of shows always had someone like that.
How bizarre.
Fair enough. Should we move on to the next segment, or is there
I
anything
feel
else
that's a
you
good
guys wanna say?
idea.
Yeah, all right.
The Gawkers.
Which I just so you know, my first dot point is perverts plus Y2K equals fun.
Like fun with a question mark or fun without a question mark?
Fun for me.
Okay.
Well, we know what your type of movie is.
I can't
Being
wait to watch
pervert.
that Y2K film. It just hasn't come to Australia yet.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, my first note. Pervert shitheads.
Yeah.
But...
Well, my notes... Oh, sorry, you go.
No, you go.
If you're sure. I feel like I keep interrupting. I'm sorry.
No, look, it shit just happens.
Yeah. But, I was gonna say my first notes were like about the transitions. I was like, it's very like Flash core in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And I love the gay plot line with the soldier.
So good.
It was so
Oh
good.
yeah, we
I
should probably
would
talk
have
about all
ate
of
that
those,
shit
shouldn't
up.
we?
Yeah. Look, like, stop motion animation with the soldiers was really funny and super enjoyable.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
No, I loved it.
Yeah. So it was very funny.
Reminded me when I was young.
When you used to make your soldiers kiss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I made my soldiers kiss all the time. You know it.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, this segment, kind of like with the popular girls, it reminded me of stuff from my like teenage years that kind of, I wouldn't say full on triggered me because I didn't start like having a panic attack or anything, but it made me uncomfortable. And before anyone makes any assumptions, I was not the pervert All right, I would like to point that out real quick. I wasn't like filming.
Weren't
People-
you?
No, my
You weren't spying on ladies across the road with their
No.
titties out?
I always look respectfully and with informed consent, all right? But no, I won't go too into it, but my friend was on the other side of that, like being someone filmed up her skirt.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yikes.
So I know what it's like to be the lady, even though she turns out to be like a Medusa type lady.
Yeah. I personally love that twist because I don't know. I like Medusas.
The
No, yeah, I
the
fucking love
CGI was-
Gorgons. bro.
I love that shit.
I thought it was great, but the CGI was dog shit.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, are those rubber snakes or something on her head? What the fuck?
Like, oh, was this made for the for the PS1 or like
For the 2000s? Y2K?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hate this segment. Again, very middle of the road for me. I feel bad for the like younger brother who was peer pressured. Brady. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't make his
Yeah,
actions
that's-
acceptable, obviously, but like I said earlier, I understand.
Brady.
I understand being peer pressured and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, CGI wasn't great. I love the delivery guy.
It's little dance.
Yeah, and then the fucking shitheads just making his van roll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
But I also I thought that their running commentary throughout the film.
Oh,
I thought it was.
bro, she's not into you. Get over yourself.
Yeah. I thought their running commentary was the best part of that shot.
It's again that just to show like how shitty they were. It's like, oh, what? Why does she even like your brother? Whoa, that's crazy. He's talking to her. Then as soon as he walks back in the house, they're like, yo, you get all the pussy, don't you?
Yeah.
Very
Like,
accurate.
What are you talking about?
It's very accurate to how I heard teenage boys talk. Again, I was never a teenage boy.
As someone who was a
Ew,
Oh
teenager.
yeah,
ew.
It's someone who like used to be a boy and also used to be a teenage boy. No, I also never used to talk like
Yeah,
that.
Did
Yeah.
you use
I
the
avoided-
term
I
spank
avoided-
bank?
Ugh.
Oh, that's gross.
I'm so glad that both of us had the visceral reaction of ugh.
Yeah, look, I knew people that talk like that. I was very uncomfortable. That also might have been one of my
We're-
signs of realizing I wasn't a teenage boy.
Let's be honest, we're still friends with people who talk like that.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I'm not naming any names because they're not like guests on the podcast.
Anyway, so this is the list of names.
Uh,
Insert beep noise here.
Who's everyone I have beef with? I don't remember anyone talking like that
they
outside
don't
of like
speak
a
like that
joke.
anymore, but like yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like with like this one, at least like sort of made it fun to watch the shitty behavior.
Yeah.
Unlike the first one, where it's like this is just kind of whack at points. This one was like it was a bit fun, even though it was exponentially shitty. And then got a really fun comeuppance with them getting Medusa to stone.
It's one of those things of like there is always a certain pleasure in watching bad things happen to bad people.
Yeah.
It's kind of at like if you guys are familiar, well, I know you are, Sky, but if Sai, you're familiar with Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go there.
Yeah. It's always so good to watch terrible things happen to even terribler people.
I've seen one episode, and I bet you can guess which one.
Is it the first one?
I don't know what the first one is. I know what happens in the episode that I'm talking about, but I don't know what it's called or when it happens.
Okay, wait, let's see.
Did I
Did
watch
you-
it with you?
I think someone did. I know someone did. I don't know if
Okay,
it was
look,
you.
there's a few ones it could be.
Okay.
What happened, did it say?
Okay, yeah, I'll just tell you. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be like super obvious. It's the evolution episode.
Oh, yeah.
That is, yeah,
That's a good episode.
I must have watched that with you because that's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, when they argue about whether evolution's not real. That's all I have to go off of when you bring up
Yeah.
Always Sunny in
It
Philadelphia.
was so funny because I remember like just
Charles Darwin. And what was he? A bitch.
my other like favorite part about that was like as soon as like they started talking about like I can't remember like oh no was it did they start talking about evolution because they were like doing a legal case?
Yeah, they were faking a legal case because one of them ran into the other one's car while he was eating a bowl of cereal in the car,
Yeah.
spilling milk over the dashboard, and they were trying to argue who should have to pay for it.
Yeah,
And then it
because
just spiraled.
and then but yeah, just like they had to stop for a bit because he's like it's like wait, what are you talking about? No, because evolution isn't real. And then Charlie just lost his shit. He's like, what the fuck do you mean evolution's not real?
That's coming from Charlie.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna go a little.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Sorry, I could talk about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia all day.
Saying
It's your show. You can say whatever the hell you want.
We can talk about it.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, fine, shut up. Let's talk about It's Always Sunny.
Just steering you guys back on course. I don't have anything else to say about the Medusa one.
Thank you, Wrangler.
You're welcome.
That's it. That's why we get guests on, because otherwise we don't talk about anything. The same thing happened a few weeks ago with Matt.
Yeah.
When Matt just went, what is this to do with the episode? And we're like, we just wanted to talk about dumb shit. It was just
What
like
the
so
fuck?
shocked at us.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Yes, if you guys don't have anything else to say, I think we should move on to the last and the best.
The best, yeah.
The best.
Did
Yeah,
we
I'm
give-
good.
Before we do that, did we give the Medusa one a ranking?
I gave it like 4.
I gave it a.
Four.
I moved my book aside for 1 second and I suddenly went blind. I also gave it a 4.
I'll give it a 3.5.
Nice.
I just enjoy those. I enjoy those terrible boys too much.
Fair enough.
Those terrible boys.
But yes, next segment, my favorite segment. Go, say things.
Being to hell and back.
Yep.
It's just
Mhm.
okay. Best part about this segment, obviously Mabel the Skullbiter.
Yep. Of course,
Yeah,
Mabel.
obviously.
Yep.
If you said otherwise, I was gonna leave.
Look, I was really happy that you were enjoying it because like it's by far obviously the best one. But then like I knew how the entire thing was gonna play out. And like look, obviously you're listening to this episode and you've gotten this far. Like Mabel dies, and like,
I don't like to believe she did.
like just like while
My
I was sitting
personal
there,
headcanon, you know.
yeah, while I was sitting there, fucking Madeline, then Finn, and then Sai, like all in the same area with me, and then just as soon as like, was it like a monster like jumped on her or some shit?
It was one of the fucking like guardians of
Hell.
guardian of the fucking demon they were trying to summon.
Oh yeah.
What's his face?
Yeah.
Ukaban or whatever.
Yeah,
And then
Ukaban?
and then just
Something like
jumped and started killing Mabel, and then just Finn's like just sadness.
No!
Just very oddly going, no.
Mabel the Skullbiter!
And I cannot preface enough. Finn had such a sad look on his face.
My last note is literally no, Mabel. I love that crazy little demon.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so great.
She is great, and I actually don't think she died, and I have a reason, not a very evidence-based reason, but I have a reason. No,
I don't think she did either, personally, but
yeah, but like demons in most mythologies, I'm going to say, don't come at me, Christians.
Was she even a demon?
yeah.
Huh?
Was she?
Yeah, she was just a more
Okay.
humanoid demon. It's like on
Okay.
the spectrum. It's like the same thing as the spectrum of vampires, where you have the gremlins and then you have the sexy, sparkly ones.
The
The Nos-
gremlins and the sexy sparkly ones.
the Nosferatus to the Twilights.
So I like to
Yeah.
think more the sexy goblins and then the other sexy sparkly ones.
Well, I didn't say the gremlins weren't sexy. I just said they were gremlins.
Okay,
Anyway,
That is fair. The Gremlins from the 1980s film Gremlins are pretty sexy.
So hot.
Yeah.
but I feel like she lies in the middle of that more towards the humanoid.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, most demons, devils, whatever the fuck you want to call them, are usually immortal, right? Usually. So I like to think, in my head, I have this little head canon where they could be incapacitated for a bit, but then they like slowly regenerate. Oop, I hit my mic. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Now-
that's my opinion, and I'm
My-
gonna take that as fact.
My personal theory is that she did die, but then when they wrote her name in the book, it revived her.
That's also a good one.
Ah.
That's also a good one. But
I
like, you
didn't
wouldn't.
know what to think. I was
I
like,
don't,
oh
I
shit,
don't think it
died.
makes sense for the demons or whatever the hellspawn to be mortal
The
because then like
creatures.
because like how does the mythology continue if they die? There's no one to like pass it on and shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm going off D&D logic here because that's what I know.
Uh huh.
And
That's
then,
what you pay for.
Yep. When people die and go to hell, their souls get turned into either soul coins or into lemures, which are just low-level demons, which can essentially digivolve into different types of demons.
Did you?
You've
vote?
said so much. You said so many things just then, and it's just. I was so caught up on so many things there, but I still.
Was it
on what
Digivolve
you were
that
saying.
got you?
It was Digivolve, but it was also when people die and go to hell.
I thought you were
Just-
gonna turn around and be like, no.
Just like, look, in context, yeah, when they die and go to hell, but like just out of context, yeah, when people die and go to hell,
Yeah, everyone goes to hell, as we know.
almost go to heaven, everybody goes to hell.
Yeah,
But,
which is wrong in that film because the main dog goes to hell at one point in that film,
yeah.
which isn't a spoiler because it's in like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's the name
Well,
of the
we're allowed
movie.
to say
all
spoilers
over
on
that.
here anyway.
Yeah.
But oh, the fuck was I gonna say? Yeah. Nope, lost it again. Keep talking, and I'll interrupt you when I remember again.
All right.
So really, really awesome thing about this. So it was written and directed by a couple, like a duo, husband and wife.
Illustrate.
Uh,
Sorry.
Vanessa Winter and Joseph Winter, and
Good names.
it was a little bit after this where they actually made their first debut feature-length film,
Oh, that's cool.
which is, I think it was called Deadstream or something.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one. That's on
Yeah.
Twitter, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. Like,
Hmm.
I really like that. Yeah, Deadstream. It's a where
It was
It's
one of
basi-
those things I was tempted to put in my Hooptober last year, but
yeah.
something beat it out. I can't remember what it was.
yeah, it's got a 3.3 on Letterboxd. It's got one cast member being Joseph.
Jesus.
Well, I suppose there's other ones, but like, yeah, there's one main actor in it being the director, Joseph, and yeah, he's just a controversial streamer that got cancelled, and then he's like, "Oh, my first stream back, I'm going to a haunted house."
Oh, that does sound interesting. I'll have to watch it. Like,
I
It's
remember
very
hearing about
funny
that.
and great.
that sort of concept kind of reminds me of what was it called? Spree.
I was gonna
Oh,
say that.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
With
God,
Joe
I hated the
Keery.
guy on Spree.
Yeah.
It was a
Those
good
ones-
film, though.
I love like those ones. I'm like, is this gonna be hit or miss? Nope, it's usually hits. So as far as I can tell,
Mm.
like a lot of
But,
them have been hits for me.
I remembered what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Far away,
I don't know why I put that accent on and really stuttered over it, but
hee haw, far away.
I
What's
liked that in this thing, like, obviously they got into an argument, but they were like actually friends and got along, and they were really nice and cool at the end. I was glad that I had a protagonist to actually fucking root for.
Yeah. I do
was-
like one of my favorite bits, like interactions between the two was, "Why am I in hell? I'm a good person. I'm a good person, right?
Like,
Right?
you know.
Yeah. Just the silence from.
It's like, wait, do you not think I'm a good person? It's like, dude, we're in hell right now.
Not the time and place.
It's like, oh wait, do you actually not think I'm a good person? It's so funny. It's just so good.
But it was
Oh.
nice when he actually helped him out in the end, even
Yeah.
even though they died.
Yeah, they came back in the wrong bodies.
Well, one of them came back.
Well,
in the
one of
wrong
them
body, I
came back
think.
in the body of the woman.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, we did it. And then, wait, why does my voice sound different?
Yeah.
And then Shank.
Yeah, wait, why am I tied up? And then stab, and they're like, fuck it, god damn it. They messed up the Y2K summoning.
I forgot that was the premise. It was a Y2K summoning.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's 99.
But,
It's right before the big turning point, yo.
Yeah, something about time and whatnot. I don't know. Time's not real. Okay, that's just what big time tells you to make you buy and watch it.
Like, it was the whole thing was like everyone was so convinced that the world was gonna die
Something
because.
I'm sorry.
What did you wait? What did you say?
Oh, what did I say?
Fucking Y2K was a lie by big time to get you to buy more watches.
I said time was a lie, not Y2K. Time itself is a lie told by big time in order to get you to buy watches.
Wonderful, good shit.
Quote me
Good
on
shit,
that.
Sai.
Thank you. I really ever speak the truth, man.
Yeah.
No, I liked the little baby bear trap. The humor was
Yeah.
just
Oh,
all
yeah.
around good. And there wasn't anything that like peaked for me
Yeah.
humor wise. It was just like generally good, and I like
This-
the little baby bear trap.
This was the only one that I would have called a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, this one
Like,
5 out of 5 automatically.
Based on like short film standards.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, the visual effects, like the practical effects in it,
Oh yeah, brilliant.
peak.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like the little wings on that weird demon thing. It was nice
Yeah.
to see not shit effect.
Mm.
The fucking like fate, like the thing without a face and shit.
Yeah, that was
Mm.
cool.
Good shit.
But I'd give it a 4. 4.5, depends on how I'm feeling.
Dingy.
At the age of 6, I was born without a face.
Okay. I don't know how long we've been recording. Should we what segment do you guys do? Something about
We should probably
reviews?
get to,
Yeah,
we should
let's get
probably
to the
to
popular
reviews.
reviews.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Let's
Finn,
get
start
this.
us off.
I'm looking for a good one. I do like. I'm not going to read out the whole one, but just the first line of this one. 3.5
Yeah.
by Andy Crump. Bad news. This movie doesn't make a lick of sense if you haven't seen the other 98.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Let's see. A Heart by Dot. No stars. If they make a VHS movie every year, I will be a very happy person. You know what? So will I. I'm very happy. I look forward to the new one every single year.
Fair enough. I don't think it deserved a 2.6 average. I think these were decent. What one do you want me to read? There's a lot of them.
Just
Any of them.
whichever tickles your fancy.
None of these are really. These are like proper reviews. None of them are funny. You know, I'll do this one. 3 stars by The Fresh Beef.
I don't know, I was
Yeah.
going to read that one.
Pretty cool cameo appearance of the plastic soldiers from Toy Story.
Whoa.
There isn't many like good funny reviews.
Yeah, there really
Yeah,
isn't.
these aren't funny. They're taking themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
This one's just like ruthless by Josh Rowley, 1 star. Cheap, choppy, familiar, retro, tired, unengaging, uneven, unscary. It's like, god damn.
2.5 by Eli. Aw, he still wrote Mabel's name.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for, baby.
Yeah. Am I
Oh.
meant to be reading another one?
If
If you want.
One of them has a link that says "click here," and I'm afraid.
Don't, yeah.
We won't
Yeah, no,
do that.
I'm good. I'm good.
This one just says
One of them says something about my sister's first feature. Sorry, 3.5 by Clay Keller. Very fun and lighter on its feet than some entries in the series. My sister's first feature, production designer on shredding. Oh,
Aw.
shredding.
That's nice.
I don't know if that's true, but good for you.
I like. I'm only going to read their review for shredding because they wrote one for all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2.5 by Gulphead57. Shredding Walmart FNAF but emo 6 out of 10.
Fair enough. Fair
I think this
enough.
one will be my last one from Paul Thomas with 2 stars. Static, jump cut. Static, jump cut. Static, what the hell is that? Static. The end. New story. Static, jump cut.
Does that just keep going?
No, that's where it ends. And after that,
Okay.
it's just 4 periods.
Well, I don't. Boring. They take themselves too seriously. They should learn to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I
Yeah, have fun.
I love how I said that, but I did write a more serious review because I always do. I don't tend to
Yeah,
write silly
I'd
reviews.
look same as well.
Hmm.
I
I-
also
I write silly reviews if I've already reviewed a film
Yes, no, that's the
seriously,
way to
and
do it.
then I will write a silly one afterwards for second
Yeah.
viewing.
yeah, definitely. No, I did the
Unless
same.
I have more to say.
But I think like what was it? But unlike you, Finn, I did it like a professional, and I reviewed every single short.
I didn't.
Yeah.
That sounds like effort.
Well,
I know what I
didn't
like.
leave a
I had
review.
effort for that, but I didn't have effort for other shit,
Mm.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
thinking today.
Okay. Well, we did by segment. What would you guys give it overall? Like, if you had
I
to
mean-
average it out.
I averaged it.
see.
I averaged it to a 4. Mine averages to a 4.
Mm.
But I gave it a 3.5 after thinking a bit harder about it.
Yeah.
I knocked it down by half a star because of a few issues I had with it.
Yeah, I think shit. I don't even remember how
You gave it a
how I
4.
You gave it a
I gave it a
4.
4.
yeah.
Okay, cool. I'd probably still stand with that. Like maybe if anything, probably a bit lower, but otherwise, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
I'm very. I'm gonna say a 3. I didn't actually write a review. I'm lazy.
Damn,
Yeah,
what the hell?
3. Very like some of them stuck out. Some of them are kind of just whatever. So I feel like it kind of averages out to like it was okay.
Fair
You know,
enough.
that's I find that the beauty of the VHS series because there's so many, and you're gonna find some dog shit, but also some gems.
Mm.
And yeah.
Same with any
Any-
anthology series, really.
Yeah, which like I mean, I want to watch the rest of the VHS series, but I'm
Mm.
waiting to so we can do more episodes of this for the
I mean,
podcast.
I think every VHS film makes the podcast. So
I think every single one except VHS number 2,
yeah,
which is
Huh.
very weird.
from the
But
look
I
of it,
think we
yeah.
should still review it though.
I think number
I
2
guess it's up to you guys.
is that like a
3.
3.1?
Unless you want to review bomb it.
You guys could just
Even
make
true.
an exception.
Yeah,
mean,
I think we make an exception.
We've already had a 3-star movie on the podcast, so
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
what
think we
was
should.
it?
the first Twilight.
Because
they've got
it
3
was
stars?
below 3,
Yeah,
but when we agreed on it, we checked and we're like, oh, this is a 3 now.
yeah. When we
Well, can't turn back.
when we agreed on it, it was at a 2.9, and then by the time we were recording the episode, it went up to a 3.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, well, unless you guys have anything else to say or any other weird segments to do, it's been a while. I
No.
don't remember.
I do
I
not.
was just gonna say, Sai, have anything to promote, shout out, any shit like
Uh,
that?
Yeah. I'm on Twitch. I stream 3 times a week. I'm a VTuber.
Whoa.
Don't know why I said it like that. Come check me out, side.io,
VTuber.
except on Twitch it's underscored instead of dotted because they're cringe like that. Yeah, I'm on social media as well under the same thing. Yeah.
Poggers.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, no
You're
problem.
welcome.
But yes, you should check out the VTuber that is Side.io.
Yeah, get me
And,
past 60 followers, and I'll. Nope, not gonna say that.
Yeah.
You know, give it to
Yeah.
100, and I'll give all of you a blowy or something. I don't know. I'll think about it.
I think you should give that out for free.
Well, that's why I'm putting an incentive.
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, very nice. Well, all that shit will be down in the description down below. Check Side.io out. And we will see you all in the cinemas. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.